So on that note, stay tuned for part 2 of the video. If you have not checked out the first part of this video, because this is part 2, so welcome to Divine Time. If you have not checked out the presentation on part 1, please do so. So that way, while we dive into this video, you would not be left behind with any kind of words that I have put on the table. So we do ask the Most High to give me words, wisdom, to help everyone out, to give us more motivation to face these challenging days. Because just because we have things that we like, we have things around us that we love, and we can go on vacation and we can eat the kind of foods that we want to eat that's healthy, we do still want Divine to give us more of our peace, more of our joy, more of our understanding. And I feel within myself, while the Most High gives me these words, that the more we take care of our spiritual mindset, our spirit, the more we take care of our spirit, the better off we will be. Really, we will. We will be better off because we are honoring the Most High and we are honoring ourselves. So when we can get our spiritual life in check, which is ourselves, we will be on that point where we want to be. 99. Sometimes say 100. But as we grow, we'll get to that 100. But when we are trying to work on our spiritual self every day, taking accountability to stop and have a great smudge, to stop and have crystals around you or anything you need to change the energy. To change the energy, because we are energy, right? We're spirit. And spirit is an energy. So when we change our surroundings, change the energy of it. So sometimes it do take a great smudge. It do take, to turn down food and kind of fast for half a day and don't tell nobody what you're doing. So it do take you to get a crystal if you not, want your mind to be elevated or distracted. Just say you want to take your mind off of a situation and you want to meditate. Maybe everybody don't know how to meditate. If their mind is too busy with thought and they don't know how to calm their mind down, it would be hard for that person to meditate. So one of the great tools that would be used to meditate with would be a crystal. It would be something, I'm going to reach up here and grab this right here. It would be something to set your attention on so that way you can calm your mind and stay focused. Everyone can't stay focused. Now, do I use this tool to calm my mind? I have great thoughts. If I have a negative thought, I would try to rebuke it as fast as possible. Because I have to train my mind. Because like I say, even though you're spiritual, even though people feel like they're so spiritual, still yet we have to keep ourselves in check. So a lot of times, if I do have a negative thought, I will try to focus on something positive. Not saying that you have to sit here and look at this item, this crystal, for 30 minutes to an hour, but it will get your attention if you're having bad thoughts. Because when you look at it, you're going to automatically think of something positive. You want to think of something that will take your mind off of any distraction that was keeping you from thinking of something that's on a great high vibration. So whether if it's a crystal or if it's a dozen of roses, it's best to have something, because roses is life and roses is love. Roses is softness. Roses is something that's going to bring you peace. That's why we love roses on certain days. And it's good to take a bath with some of my rose spiritual self-loving bath salt. So roses, just to have a dozen of roses, or if you just want to buy yourself one beautiful rose, it still changes the energies around you, that change your vibration, that bring you up to a higher level in your spiritual growth. Because you're not angry, you're not easy to be triggered, you're not doubtful, and you're not feeling like you're not loved. And most of the time, we don't want to really focus on other people giving us love. It's good to receive it. Thank you for it. It's good when you tap that bell. It's good to send, one heart. But it's also good to be able to give yourself the love that you need. Kings and queens. Even though we are different sexual, male and female, we still desire to have love. That's one reason why people want to get in a relationship. Not just to have somebody to sit down and eat dinner with, but a lot of people get in relationship because they love the energy, the feeling of love, the power of love. So when you can take your mind off of chaos and place it on something positive, it will calm you down and change your energy. Yeah. So it is great to have certain spiritual tools around you to help you. If you go into a synagogue, they always have spiritual tools. If you go to, I go on my own, everybody that know me, I didn't actually grew up in a church, but I did attend church when I was a teenager, almost into my adulthood. So, but I was already spiritually tapped in. So some things I used when I was even about 9 years old, I was tapped into using incense all the time and to a nice little spiritual, realm. But also realizing when you go into synagogues, don't want to get off track. When you go into synagogues, they do have spiritual tools. They have healing oil, anoint your head with oil. And if you are old school, growing up, we used to wash each other's feet and do a ceremony. They also do communion, breaking the bread and drinking a little wine as giving honor as Jesus or Yeshua. So that we did do spiritual activities at church. So sometimes when we was at church, you left things at church, and when you came home, you kicked your shoes off, and you had a big old thing of collard greens and macaroni and cheese and turkey and sliced up ham and yams and cornbread and how they do the most, sweet tea and pecan pie and all that trimmings, right, at grandma's house. So we done went through that phase of going to church and having a ceremony with testimonies and opening up the service and all that great stuff, and somebody giving you words of inspiration, the gospel. But lo and behold, when you get home and kick off your shoes and ate that food. So sometimes it's great to have your own sanctuary in your home. This is my sanctuary. This is my office. This is where I do a lot of my activities when it come down to reading or doing my affirmations or seeing my visions or just being at peace, being able to pull out a book and get a little bit of wisdom out of this drawer, or to write down an affirmation. So a lot of these spiritual tools that we do have at church, and if you did leave the church, you don't attend the church, you probably already have your sanctuary set up. So that way you can get in tune with the spirit, right? But realize the spirit don't just stay in your office. The spirit don't just stay in your sanctuary. The spirit goes with you throughout your home, throughout your life, on your job, on the highways, in the streets, wherever you at. The spirit is still with you. Even though some people want to keep the spirit in a box and say, I'll pull you out when I get ready. It doesn't work like that. You know, sometimes maybe it was taught like that. That when we in the synagogues, we act this way, but when we leave the synagogues, we act another way. We don't do that. When we are awakened, when we are chosen, we know who we are. So that way we can live a spiritual life and enjoy our journey, and we don't have to be fake and phony with it. We don't have to put on the show and say, this is how I act when I'm in the synagogue, and this is how I act when I get home. So now I'm home. So everybody, welcome to my environment. And when I'm out walking, I haven't did a video with me doing my little walk in a long time. But when I'm out walking, you know, I do say the same things, speaking on the same level. And I know how to change when I'm at work, though. When I'm at work, I do change. I kind of break it down. I'm more silent. I don't talk too much. I don't want nobody to try to pull me out of character. I don't want nobody to try to, you know, pull me out of character. And if you're around your family, it's the same thing. Because while you are elevated and while you are changing, people are used to you being one way. And when you're not the same old person, they will try to pull you back. So you have to be a certain way when you're around different energies. Now it's going to be a part 2. This is part 2. So it's going to be a part 3 to this video. So please stay tuned for part 3 of the video. And blessings to each and every one. Remember, if you have not subscribed to the channel, do so. Subscribe, tap that bell so you can get a notification each and every time that I do an upload. And if you're going to tap that bell on this video and subscribe, I want to say welcome to Divine Time. Peace and blessings.